welcome to the Talk Film Society podcast, the Awards Season Series 2024. I am your co-host, Marcelo Pico, Editor-in-Chief of Talk Film Society, and with me, as always, is Siobhan Irving. Hello, Siobhan.
Hello, Marcelo. Back to talk more awards.
Awards!
On an award-winning podcast?
Yeah. This won the award for Best Podcast 11 years in a row at the Talk Film Society Awards.
Amazing.
Yeah. I awarded myself Best Podcast.
Such dominance is unheard of.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, more so than like 30 Rock or Mad Men or Cheers or Frasier. You know, those juggernauts. I can only think of Emmys. I mean, Tom Hanks, I guess, you know, two
Tom
Oscars.
Hanks did it twice.
Yeah.
Harder with movies.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, Matt, what movie do you think, if they allowed a movie to be nominated again, like what movie do you think would win the most Oscars for Best Picture?
For Best Picture?
Yeah, if it like, let's say Titanic won. Well,
yeah. Titanic's a great one. I was gonna say Return of the King rolls over and beats A Beautiful Mind again. There we go. That sound right?
I like that. Yeah. How about, you know, former Best Picture nominees can come back and let, like, The Social Network can overtake The King's Speech again, and we just see that.
We got it wrong. We're gonna check it again.
Yeah, I like this. This is a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, so we gotta really fly through this episode.
Yeah, we're behind on time, and we got a lot to do, and we're gonna do it fast. So, Marcelo, who are we? I'm a person that likes the awards and the movies. You know, since when I was really young little girl, I loved the glitz and the glamour and looking up at the stars on the screen and at the sky and imagining, what if I could keep watching them for the rest of my life? And I have done that. And here I am 22 years later. That was when I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
And I am, and I've achieved that goal of still being here watching movies, and I'm actually giving out my own awards now, or helping you give out your awards.
Yeah. You're part of the Talk From Society.
Absolutely.
Society. I mean, I couldn't do this without you. I've just said that many times, and I couldn't do the Talk From Society Awards without you. Because I only do it on this podcast now, so I can't do this podcast without you. So it's all built in. More on the Talk From Society Awards later. But my intro, hey, I love movies. I love the award season. I know I've seen people say they get burnt out. It's like, enough is enough. Like, just why does award season have to stretch from like Cannes all the way through like March? And I'm like, rarely do I get burnt out. Oh, well, actually, this year. I just remembered last episode. I think I did say I was tired of the Amelia Perez discourse.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about it too much anymore. And you know what? It keeps getting spicier and worse. So like, it's just, it is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's
the director's a piece of shit. The star's a piece of shit.
Yeah, poor Zoe Saldana. Although, you know, she should have not signed on to the project to begin with. Netflix is like shooting itself in the foot. It's funny, but also frustrating that we're only talking about one movie.
Right.
But I wish we were, like I said last episode, and this will be the last time I say anything about Amelia Perez, hopefully, on this episode. I love it. I love it when we talk about how good a movie is. And
yes. And
when talking about this award season, a lot more good movies than bad movies, I think, in contention. So that's good. But yeah, I love movies. I love awards. I love awards so much that back in 2013, was it 13? What year did Her come out? I'll look that up. So
12th annual 2000.
Yeah, because we're in the 12th annual. Let me see. Her
1025. Yeah.
Googling Her. The Talk Film Society Awards. Started that a long time ago. 2013, yes. So in the 2013 award season, I said, I'm going to start my own award show because I have this account called Tweet Film Society. just polling people on Twitter. Back in the good old days, back when it was all nice and sweet, right? Nobody argued. It was all rainbows and sunshine. But now cut to the 12th annual honoring the films of 2024. I've sent out the first ballot. People voted for the nominees, and now the nominees are here. We're going to be talking about the nominees. We're going to be announcing the nominees right now. I don't think we should waste any more time, really. Oh, I'll shout out the link. Go to talkfilmsociety.com/vote to vote. You can also go to talkfilmsociety.com/TFS Awards to check out the nominees. And also the link will be there to vote. So both those links will take you to the page where you can see the nominees and you can vote. talkfilmsociety.com/vote or /TFS Awards. Choose your own adventure. That's it. And here are the nominees. Let's get into it. This is Siobhan, are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Yeah. I just can't hide it.
Hey, when you this is not my first time looking at this ballot, okay? I've seen these nominees. I've voted for them already. And looking at them, I like it. In general, I like it. Yeah. This is good. This is good stuff.
Good stuff.
Compared to what we usually do, this is good stuff.
You mean what we usually do on the podcast, or what we usually talk about, like with like every year with this shit? Like this is good stuff. I would hope so. I'm opening up the page to.
Well, I've got the first one. Do you want me just to start, Marcelo?
So here we go. Why do I have the 5th annual Talk From Society Awards nominees open?
I don't know.
Yeah, Siobhan. Why don't you get started? You have the first category.
Yes,
of the Talk Film Society Awards.
And I'll tell us the best supporting actress nominees at the 12th annual Talk Film Society Awards. We've got Toni Collette in Juror Number 2. Rebecca Ferguson in Dune Part 2. Ariana Grande in Wicked. Katie O'Brien in Love Lies Bleeding. Aubrey Plaza in Megalopolis. Margaret Qualley in The Substance, and Isabella Rossellini in Conclave.
Nice. Good list of 7 there.
Best Supporting Actress nominees.
Fantastic Best Supporting Actress nominees. I'd like to highlight real quick Toni Collette in Juror Number 2. I know somebody must have put her in first place on their ballot. I wonder who that was. All right, next. Best Supporting Actor. Yura Borisov, Honora. Nicolas Cage, Long Legs. Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain. Mike Feist, Challengers. Chris Hemsworth, Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga. Clarence Macklin, Sing Sing. And Adam Pearson, A Different Man. Those are your nominees for Best Supporting Actor at the Talk Film Society Awards.
We went Feist on supporting.
Yes. To get into some of that now, yes, I did see people in the first ballot, for those who voted. There was a back and forth of, like, does Feist go in lead or supporting? And also we'll talk about the other actors in that movie. I guess the only other actor who would be considered a lead or supporting. But yeah, I'll talk about that in lead actor. Next.
Beautiful. Best directorial feature debut, a new category this year.
No, it's been around. It comes back and forth.
Feature debut. Yeah. It's gone away. It's come back.
Yeah.
Dee Dee. Hundreds of Beavers. Janet Planet. Monkey Man. The First Omen. Thelma. And The People's Joker. It is interesting to think that Monkey Man is a directorial debut. I don't think of it as such, but it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a little bit forgotten, unfortunately. I did like the movie.
People got it. Yeah, people got it.
Hey, the Talk From Society voters, they remembered. All right, the best documentary nominees. Here we go. Dahomey, No Other Land, The Remarkable Life of Iblin, Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story, and Will and Harper. Best documentary.
Documentaries. Best sound. Your nominees. Challengers. Dune Part 2. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Nosferatu. The Substance.
Ooh, nice. They sound good to me. Best score. The Brutalist, Challengers, Conclave, Dune Part 2, and The Wild Robot. People love that Wild Robot.
Apparently.
They do.
You saw it, you didn't like it. I'm never going to see it. Best original song. Claw Machine from I Saw the TV Glow. First time I've ever heard that there was an original song.
You know what? Yeah. Read the rest of the nominees. I'll give some.
Compress Repress from Challengers. Kiss the Sky from The Wild Robot. Like a Bird, Sing Sing. Make My Smile Real, The People's Joker. Sick in the Head, Kneecap.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say about I Saw the TV Glow. There were 3 potential Best Original Song nominees, but Claw Machine came out on top. I think that's a Phoebe Bridgers song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Best Costume Design. Your nominees for the 12th Annual Talk from Society Awards. Dune Part 2, Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked.
Wicked. Best Independent Film. A newbie to the 12th Annual.
It's been around.
To the 12th Annual.
Yeah. Sometimes I skip it, sometimes I bring it back.
So it goes, Honora. I Saw the TV Glow. Love Lies Bleeding, The People's Joker, and The Substance, Best Independent Film.
Yes, excellent choices, if I say so myself. Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Now, this one's new. I don't think we've ever done this before.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. A Different Man, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked.
Wow.
Wow.
Best Adapted Screenplay.
Okay.
Conclave. Dune Part 2. Hitman. Nickel Boys. The People's Joker. Sing Sing. The Wild Robot.
Good picks. Best Original Screenplay. Honora, The Brutalist, Challengers, A Different Man, I Saw the TV Glow, A Real Pain, and The Substance.
Best Editing. Honora, Challengers, Dune Part 2, I Saw the TV Glow, The Substance.
Nice. And now for a little break. So for those who are listening, yeah, it's like the Oscar nominations. They had a little break. Yeah. If you're listening to this and you go, I wish I could read along like an audiobook, you can go to talkfilmsociety.com/TFS Awards/TFS Awards and read the nominees as we announce them, right? And then you can vote too. This year I've introduced a new final ballot system. Siobhan, I'm asking you this on mic, and you can be honest here. In the past, I've had like drop-down menus for the ballot, but now this year I introduced like little buttons. It's hard to describe, but how do you think that went?
I didn't dislike it.
Okay,
it felt about the same.
Okay, well, good. Yeah, I was worried about.
It was interesting to like just be able to easily look over and see them all.
Yeah,
and go back and like click the box.
Yeah, I've streamlined the process this year where I used to do a lot of things manually on Google Sheets, but now I've added like formulas, and now for this final ballot, like all I have to do is just look at like this formula page I made and just see who's in the lead right now. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna reveal anything now, but I can already see potential winners. And this is only day 2 of voting as of this recording. But yeah, you can vote now, listeners. TalkFilmSociety.com/vote. And that was the break. All right, my turn. Best Production Design. Your nominees: Conclave, The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked.
Wicked. Best visual effects. Dune Part 2, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Hundreds of Beavers, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, The Substance. Best visual effects.
Interesting that a Better Man is not on there. My theory as to why a Better Man's not on there is because not many people saw it. Unfortunately, I think it could have been a contender. Yeah.
The monkey movie. Yeah, it's not. How did it? It didn't even come out that big here. I mean, it's not on any streamers yet or buying. I don't think
it had a wide enough release. It just bombed. It was a really big bomb. I think it'll be on Paramount Plus soon enough, but too late. Can't vote for it. All right. Best animated film. Your nominees are Flow, Inside Out 2, Transformers 1, Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul, and everybody loves him, The Wild Robot.
That robot's all over this place.
Yeah.
Best international film. Let's see him get in here. Evil Does Not Exist, Flow, Kneecap, Red Rooms, The Seed of the Sacred Fig.
Nice.
The cat was able to paw his way in there, but the robot can't fit. The door's too small.
In Best International Film.
Yes.
Yeah, The Wild Robot can't sweep every category. All right, next. Best Cinematographer. I'm kidding. I say that for fun. It's actually Best Cinematographer. All right. You got... Oh, God. Why did I give myself this one to announce? Jaron Blachke, Nosferatu, Lolo Crawley, The Brutalist, Drew Daniels, Anora, Simon Duggan, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Greg Fraser, Dune Part 2, Jomo Frey, Nickel Boys, and I'm sorry, Sayomba Mukdeprom, Challengers. Mukdeprom, I'll say this, in counting the ballots, he was up for... he did Trap and Queer, and those were in contention, but this one, of course, came out on top.
Yeah, if I had gotten my way, he would have been nominated thrice. Best Acting Ensemble! Anora, Challengers, Conclave, Dune Part 2, and Juror Number 2, Best Acting Ensemble.
Yeah, incredible. Juror Number 2 getting in there.
Love it.
Yeah. Best Director. Here we go. Here's a big one. You have your nominees: Sean Baker, Anora; Brady Corbet, The Brutalist; Carle Forget, The Substance; Luca Guadagnino, Challengers; George Miller, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga; Jane Scarnbarn, I Saw the TV Glow; and Denis Villeneuve, Dune Part 2. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce any of these names.
Sean Baker.
Sean Baker.
You know, those two words.
Yeah.
Best Actor. Timothée Chalamet, Dune Part 2. Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing. Rafe Fiennes, Conclave. Josh Hartnett, Trap.
Well, how'd he get in there?
Josh O'Connor, Challengers. Glenn Powell, Hitman. Sebastian Stan, a different man. Not the Hitman, he's a different man. Category.
I'll do some commentary here. Siobhan, who do you notice? What name do you see not on this list that's been a big contender for Best Actor? Not to put you on the spot, but
no, I know who you mean. It's just this person, he actually sent in
Yeah, I was going to bring this up. I'm glad you bring this up. Yeah,
he sent in kind of a category, a thing that's like, it was a short message. He sent like congrats to the other nominees, like because it was such a shock that he's not in here.
Yeah.
Yama, Jamaica man, Rastafari, you got old family in the house, me got Timothy Chalamet, Sean Chalamet, me got Sean Hartnett, me got Sean Stan, me got Sean O'Connor, we all in this house now, respect, all a spec, me respect, me neck spec, me knee spec, me ankle spec, So yeah, I just, it was Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
He didn't get nominated for us, but he wanted to show respect for the other nominees.
And he handed out a lot of respect there in that, in that statement. So good guy. Best Actress, the second to last category. You have Cynthia Erivo, Wicked. Nell Tiger Free, The First Omen. Mikey Madison, Honora. Demi Moore, The Substance. Kristen Stewart, Love Lies Bleeding. Anya Taylor-Joy, Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga. And, hey, she may be last in the alphabet, but she's first in my heart, maybe? Zendaya, Challengers. Wow. Incredible.
Well, only one left, Marcelo, and it looks like
I'll read the first five.
Kick us off.
Yeah, and then you read the last five. Here we go. Your first five best film nominees. The big category. Honora, The Brutalist, Challengers, Civil War, and Dune Part 2.
Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga. I Saw the TV Glow. Juror number 2. The People's Joker. The Substance.
And those are nominees.
10 nominees for Best Film.
Incredible.
Beautiful stuff. I love our Best Actor and Actress nominees. They're better than the Oscars. I'll say it outright.
I like that feeling of looking at this list almost every year, and I just agree with
almost.
Sometimes I don't know. I'm not gonna.
It's happened.
But this year especially, I'm like, yeah, this list is incredible. I think, especially for best, like you said, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Film is interesting. Civil War gets
interesting.
Civil War gets the award for only being nominated in the Best Film category and nothing else.
Which we had for Mother.
Yes. Mother is the one I think of most often.
It happened again just a couple years ago.
I can't remember for what other movie, but yeah, it does tend to happen. So congrats to Civil War and congrats to Mike Schindler, who put it at number 1 on his ballot. I think he's okay with me saying that.
That's for you, Mike. This is for you.
It really pushed it to the edge there.
For everybody else, other people voted for it.
Oh yeah, but yeah. It wasn't only him, is what I'm saying. But he was the one who put it at number 1, and others also put it, pretty high on their ballot. So, congrats, Mike, especially. But yeah, I love that. Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga, got plenty of nominations.
I'm most pleasantly surprised by Juror number 2.
Yeah,
I'm very happy that other people saw the vision.
Yeah,
it got the places it most needed to get. And of course, Marcelo, you had me say this every single time. I'm sure it wasn't a coincidence. I'm very excited about The People's Joker being all over our shit.
Yeah,
very cool, especially the best song one because that's so out of left field.
Yeah. You fell into my trap. Much like Josh Hartnett, Talk From Society Award nominee. I purposefully put all the People's Joker categories. I gave them to you. So yeah, congrats to all the nominees, including the People's Joker, the movie we've talked about for 4 years.
Oh, what a full circle moment.
Yeah. One more time before we drop this episode. Well, maybe I'll bring it up later. Talk Film Society Awards. You can vote. The listeners, you have the power. You can vote for the winners in each category. Go to talkfilmsociety.com/vote and make it as easy as possible every year. One link. That's it. All right.
Awesome.
And that's the news.
Thank you, everybody. That's the news. The most important news of the week. All the news that's important to fit.
Yeah.
This is only segment 1 of our super special, supersized episode.
Yeah.
With our nominees here in the first segment, and then in the second segment, we have 3 whole categories to go down.
The main event of this episode. What is it, Siobhan?
Well, first up, we have best editing, best production design, and the main event, best cinematography.
Yeah.
Up for discussion this week, and oh boy, we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, editing, production, cinematography.
These are. Well, we'll talk about it next segment.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be coming up this episode. But first, also no guest, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Oh God, no.
No. This was too special an episode to have a guest on. Also, I knew this was going to be a long one, so I figured not to put somebody through this. Although, I say that, but I want to make this as short as possible.
This hasn't been that long so far.
No. Yeah, we're zipping through it. So next segment. So we've done who we are. We've done the news, and now we have to talk about what is it that we've been watching.
Wow, we're gonna do this here. Okay,
right? Yeah, because I'm not missing anything, right? This makes sense here, right?
No, yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you. I'm just gonna go first. Okay, I'm just gonna take the rock. Now look, there are these new 4K restorations of Kill Bill Volume 1, Volume 2, and Jackie Brown that just got put out. I had watched Kill Bill Volume 1 last week. Marcelo said he was going to check it out as well. And we previously reported on how people are upset about these 4K remasters and that they're not good and that they're stinky and they suck. I think they're fine. I watched Kill Bill Volume 2. Not Jackie Brown. I haven't seen Jackie Brown yet. But Kill Bill Volume 2 finished up that saga of the bride. It looked fine. It didn't look as good as the first one, I didn't think. But it looked fine. It looked good. It's still good. I don't have an issue with it. It was just nothing blew me away, but does it have to? I don't think so. Kill Bill Volume 2. Still didn't like the movie. I watched Marcelo, a major player. This awards, that's maybe a strong word. Something that should have been a major player, I think, and has racked up, one nomination at the Oscars, at least a couple here at our awards. I watched Marcelo, The Exploits of a Different Man.
Whoa, hey.
This should have been way more of a contender. I should have been a contender.
Absolutely, yeah. Rocky.
I could have been a contender.
Yeah. I love the movie, and I agree. It should have been a contender. I think it should have got more Talk Film Society Awards nominations, although you got at least 2 or 2 or 3 that I can see.
3, I got makeup too.
Yeah. But you saw it?
And I liked it a lot. This is a good fucking movie. It's really, really damn good. What I felt when I was watching it is this is what if a Yorgos Lanthimos movie was good? that was my opinion.
What a take.
I love that constant jazz score is so damn good. That score is amazing. I would have voted for it if I'd seen it in time. And it's just so funny. I was laughing so much when Pearson comes in. Not to spoil things, but he comes in probably 40 minutes into the movie. Yeah. And he just throws this huge wrench into everything and throws the movie into this bizarre tailspin. And it is so delightful. It is so fun, funny, weird. He's he's playing a character that we might normally like be you're a little suspicious of at first, but then you learn not to fear him because the main character sucks so much.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I don't know. It's great. It's really, really great. The way it's shot, again, this, like, it has so much style, like, that I was not expecting. Like, it's amazing. Yeah, a shame that it didn't get picked up more around these yonder halls. I'm going to go into booting up, Marcelo plugging it in. Schrader. Yes, these are the films of Paul Schrader that he wrote. These are the films that Paul Schrader has written that I'm like trying to go through. I'm also trying to go through his directorial work. That's a different segment. This is his written work, The Schrader Shredder. Last week, I asked our guest, Jared McMillan, if he would give me a movie to watch that Paul Schrader had written. I watched his choice, which was City Hall, starring Al Pacino and John Cusack. You know, every movie I've watched so far has felt like a Paul Schrader movie. It's had some, like, they've had pretty specific DNA in common. This has none of that. None of that.
Interesting.
It is not. This does not feel like a Paul Schrader movie, and I'll tell you why. I got to the end credits, and there are 4 credited writers on this thing. So I'm guessing Paul Schrader either did a first draft or just did enough punch-up to get credited. Something like that. I didn't actually look into it. But, yeah, so this isn't really a Paul Schrader movie. It's just like this pretty whatever political drama film about you know, Al Pacino's the mayor of Brooklyn, and there's corruption in the streets with mobsters. And then John Cusack plays this like right-hand man, and he's with this like really bad Louisiana accent. Not good, not remarkable in any way. City Hall, and that closes the Schrader Shredder. I'm not doing it this week.
You're
no Schraders to be reported on next week. We're not doing it.
Okay, got it.
I'm just a little dispirited by this experience.
Oh wow! So you're putting the Schrader Shredder away for at least another week.
I'm calling off the Schrader shooters.
Oh.
I'm calling off. I'm unplugging and putting away the Schrader Shredder.
Wow.
We'll see if it comes back out anytime.
Right. Yeah. So
I got one more.
Oh, you got one more thing. Okay.
I got one more, Marcelo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Marcelo, I watched 1934, I believe. Best Picture winner.
1934.
It happened one night.
Oh, it happened one night.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a delightful film.
Yeah.
Cute, kind of, you know, comedy romance thing. It's great. It really is. Marcelo, do you know why this movie is so... this movie is important. Do you know why? To Oscar history.
Important to Oscar history. I don't know off the top of my head. No.
Marcelo, this is one of the 3 Big 5 movies.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It won Picture.
I didn't know that.
Picture, director Frank Capra, actor Clark Gable, actress Claudette Colbert, and screenplay by Robert Riskin. It won all 5 of those awards.
Wow.
It's one of only 3 films in history to win those 3 awards. Do you know what they are?
Actually, yeah, because I was on the It Happened One Night Wikipedia and I saw the ones. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Silence of the Lambs and actually I forgot the other one. I just looked at it, but I forgot. I don't know the third then. Silence of the Lambs and another one.
Cuckoo's Nest.
Cuckoo's Nest. Yes. Yeah. You know, I'll quickly say I saw It Happened One Night a few months ago. They had the summer series at the Paramount Theater in Austin. I had not seen it before. I thought I was like, oh, this is a classic movie. It was so much fun. Seeing in the crowd, like it still works. It's such a people pleaser, audience favorite. I did not realize it was such a big Oscar winner, and I didn't realize it was like a top fiver. I mean, like the one that got the big five. So yeah, not surprising though, because it is a great film.
Yeah, it is. It really is, and yeah, it is kind of surprising, but like it's cool that it did it. And I'm shocked to find out that only 3 movies have ever done that. So like I did research into it because like I just kind of went down this rabbit hole. There's been 43 movies that have had nominations in the Big Five, which still, that's pretty low, it feels. So what, we're at the 98th Oscars? Holy hell.
7.
97th?
Yeah.
There's only 4 movies that have come within 1 win. They were 1 win short. Gone with the Wind lost Clark Gable, weirdly enough. Mrs. Miniver, Annie Hall lost actor, you know who. Mm-hmm. And American Beauty lost actress Annette Bening. Otherwise, it would have been a Big Five.
Wow.
Now, there are only 4 movies in the 2000s, Marcelo, that have been nominated for the Big Five. I said 43 total. Only 4 have been in the 2000s.
So from the year 2000 through last year.
Yeah. You want to take a guess? You want to take a guess at any of those 4 movies?
4 of them. This is tough. This is actually really tough.
The most recent is 2016. The oldest is 2004. I'll just say that.
Okay, so between 2004 and 2016. Oh, boy.
Why not give you the other 2 years, too? 2012 and 2013.
Okay. I'm not good with this type of recall. So
one of these movies you really love.
One of these movies I really love. Can you tell me who's in it? Can you tell me the 4 leads? The 4 people in it?
This is a...
Give me some genres.
Yeah. Musical?
La La Land? No, not La La Land.
Yes, La La Land.
Oh, okay. So, again, the top 5 is picture, director, lead actor, lead actress, script. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So La La Land is 1. Is... Oh, God. So 2004... What came out 2004? Give me a hint with 2004.
It's a drama.
It's a drama.
The director of this movie had previously won Best Picture before.
Okay. What year did was that Best Picture win?
Like I want to say 99, but not 99. It was not 99. 98 maybe. It was recent, like fairly recent by then.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I don't remember the exact year. Hold on.
No, I'm not going to be able to get this.
This person's movie just got quite a few nominations at the Talk Film Society Awards this year.
Oh, just this year?
Just this year. This is an elderly director. Still doing it.
Elderly director. Clint Eastwood. $1 Million Baby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
Interesting. Okay, yeah. Cool. I'm not a huge fan of that movie, but congrats on that guy. You know, I just looked this up actually a few weeks ago. He did Mystic River in 2003 and $1 Million Baby in 2004. And I can't remember why, but I was upset that like he had those 2 movies back to back and he won Oscars. Those movies won Oscars that it shouldn't have won, I think. Anyway, I don't want to relitigate 2003, 2004 Oscar history, but we can move on.
Yeah, Iwo Jima at that same exact time too, didn't he? In the Flags movie?
Yeah.
Anyway. So the 2013 and 2012 ones, these are the same director.
13 and 12.
I did like both. Yes, 13 and 12. I liked both of these movies at the time.
Same director.
I'm going to guess they wouldn't hold up if I went back, but I don't know. This director is a problematic person.
Okay.
To say the least.
Woody Allen?
No.
Not Woody Allen. So not as controversial. Okay, is he more controversial than Woody Allen?
He's Equally so.
Equally as controversial as Woody Allen. It's not Roman Polanski.
Still working.
Still working. Okay, not Roman Polanski because he's still working.
I would say there is like one major like piece of shit that somehow can still get a movie made, and it's this guy. Like maybe the worst in my opinion.
David O. Russell.
Bang bang.
Okay, so David O. Russell.
2012, 2013.
It was Silver Linings Playbook.
Yep.
And it's not American Hustle, is it?
It's American Hustle.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, B. Coops in both of them.
I will admit he is a piece of shit in real life, and he hasn't made a good movie, in my opinion, since American Hustle. I liked American Hustle,
right?
Yeah.
I did too. I liked it a lot at the time.
Yeah.
And especially Silver Linings. I really like that. That won Oscar, of course, our, lovely Miss Lawrence. Mm-hmm. Still shining the screen bright today. Mm-hmm. So $1 Million Baby won 3 of the 5. Silver Linings won 1 of the 5. La La Land won 2 of the 5. American Hustle, zip.
Yeah. I remember that being a big loser.
Big time loser.
Yeah. But yeah, great
anyway,
game, Siobhan.
That's my rabbit hole. I apologize.
No, it's fine. It was fun. Now I'm so curious. I'm going to look back at the 76 Academy Awards to see. The Lord of the Rings won over Mystic River in 2003, right? So the next year, Clint Eastwood came back. He goes, "You know what? I'm going to win them all, baby." And he won Best Picture for $1 Million Baby. And he won that over... What was I upset about? Let's see. Oh, yeah. The Aviator was that year. The Aviator won. I mean, picking $1 Million Baby over the Aviator for picture, for director. I mean, Jimmy Fox in Ray won over DiCaprio. It was a confusing year, I think.
It's weird, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I'm like, really? Come on. Well, the thing, and I don't think it's a tremendously bad thing, but I think in that era, like when Clint Eastwood made a movie, those two especially, Mystic River and $1 Million Baby, the Academy was like, oh, he's back. It's like, this is his last one, or like this is his last great movie. I don't know where
they don't give a shit at all.
I was gonna say, where's that energy now? Like when it could be his last, when he's still making,
98 years old.
Yeah, I think he's still making movies as good as those movies, or even better. I actually think Drew Number 2 is better than Mystic River and $1 Million Baby. So I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to relitigate those Oscars, but here we are.
Marcelo.
What's up?
Please tell me what it is that you have been watching.
Glad you asked, finally.
Please. So,
I want to zip through these. This is I want to make this a speed round. Okay. First thing I want to mention is I'm still here. No, that's not me saying I'm still recording a podcast with Siobhan. I saw the movie I'm Still Here. It is the Oscar nominee, the last one that I had to see of the 10. So now I've seen all 10 Oscar nominees. I liked it a lot. I can see why it was nominated. Very much, hey, look at the past and see it as a reflection of the present. The movie, if you don't know, is about a family in Brazil during the 70s. And they are just being like terrorized by the military dictatorship. And it tells the story of like this generation in the 70s living through that, and then going in, not to spoil things, but you see like you see what they go through many decades, and again, very much of the now, looking back at what happened before. But yeah, great film. Better than Emilia Perez. So that was I'm Still Here. And now, I'm going to close out the second annual Marcelo Goes to Sundance virtually. The second and also maybe last time I get to do this because I think last weekend, because we're recording this on a Friday, the weekend before this, there was controversy about Sundance. People who had virtual, like that they were in the virtual press room to watch screeners online, were sharing clips of the movies, of Sundance movies, and they're posting things on Twitter, posting things on social media, and Sundance had to pull some movies off the screening list. And I'll say, look, don't ask how I'm watching these movies. I'm not sharing clips of them. Okay, that's one thing. So I have this access. I and it's okay if like Sundance, they go, you know what, this virtual platform thing's not working out. If they take it away, that's fine. I'm just grateful that I got to see these movies, and I'm talking about them. But I'm not pirating them. I'm not sharing clips online. I'm not like recording things and posting them just for thirst traps. Okay, I don't care if you're a Dylan O'Brien fan. I don't want to see his sex scene in Twinless. I don't care. Stop doing it. It sucks.
Too many unnecessary sex scenes in movies.
So I'm gonna zip through the movies I saw, some of them anyway, through Sundance. And again, I'm thankful to have this viewing privilege, but in the future maybe I won't have it anymore. I saw Plain Clothes, pretty good movie about the synopsis is: a promising undercover officer assigned to lure and arrest gay men defies professional orders when he falls in love with a target. I think it's well made. It mixes in like camcorder footage as flashbacks. It does become like a tender love story about this officer who deals with his masculinity and him coming out. So it's a well done Sundance drama. Predators, documentary about the TV show To Catch a Predator. Very good. This one took me by surprise. It ends up being very personal. At first, like the first 30 minutes is about the show To Catch a Predator, and how that's basically, it became a sensation, but it became very exploitative, and then it follows how that's affected a new generation, and how there are imitators who go out and like find people who talk to kids online, pedophiles, potential pedophiles. So it grasps with that fascination people have with like catching, these people, but it also asks like, are these people who deserve the hate? Some of them do, but some of them don't. There's a case where during To Catch a Predator, I don't know if you know I don't know if you know anything about this, Siobhan, but during an episode of To Catch a Predator many years ago, they went to this, in quotes, predator's house, because I guess going back another step, the show is they lured people who thought they were talking to kids online, and they lured them to a house. And then, what's his name? Is it Chris Hansen? Chris Hansen would come out and say, "Hey, you were expecting to meet a kid? Have a seat." And then that would play out, and then they'd get arrested, right? So the documentary asks, like, now, do some of that? Do people deserve to like have their like name and face shown on TV? Could there have been another course of action for these people? Like, could they have needed help in another way rather than being, just deemed, a predator on TV, right? And I think the show ended when they went to a predator's house, and that predator committed suicide. Yeah. And then cut to, Chris Hansen doing the same thing now on a new TV show. And And then they do interview Chris Hansen, and it becomes very interesting because it asks these questions. Again, it becomes a back and forth. Like, is this right? Is this wrong? Is there a way to do this without really just destroying people's lives? But it asks all these questions, and I think it does it very well. So one of my favorites of the ones I saw, it's called Predators. I'm sure it'll be out somewhere. And I'll end with this. Sorry, Baby. This movie just was picked up by A24. Really good. Fantastic drama. Directed by Eva Victoria. And yeah, it deals with this woman who something very bad happens to her, and she deals with it. It's a very basic drama, but I think it's very well done with a fantastic performance by Eva Victoria. She directs it. I think she also writes it, and she stars. But yeah, those are just some of the ones I saw during this Sundance that I really enjoyed. I saw a few others, but those are the noteworthy ones. So yeah, that was my Sundance. I did the dance for one more year. Maybe the last year I do it. And that is it with that I've been watching.
Beautiful, Marcelo. I love to always hear when you've done the dance.
Yeah. And now we do another kind of dance. Now we do what are our favorites in 3 categories.
Yeah.
So we have best editing, best production design, and best cinematographer. All right. So the question is, as with every episode, what do we do first?
Okay, you choose. I'm gonna pick tails. You have heads. Whoever wins chooses.
Okay.
Cinematography goes last. I think we can say that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, before I reveal what it landed on, let me just say, I think these other 2 categories are kind of Marcelo and I's babies.
Yeah.
Marcelo, your babies is editing. My babies is production design. I don't know why. I just have always really, really appreciated and loved production design.
Yeah.
Above most things.
And I love editing. Yeah. Most things in life.
And you followed your passion. And you've
yeah.
And you've edited for such things as this podcast. Now
I do it every week.
It landed on tails, which was
you.
Which means it's my pick. And I pick to put things in the hands of fate. Now, so heads is going to be editing. Tails is going to be production design.
Now, have you said what you're flipping?
A hockey puck.
Hockey puck.
Yeah, that loud thud you hear on the ground is a hockey puck. And it landed tails again, so we're going to my baby.
All right, production design.
Me BB. Production design.
All right, so you're going first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
My honorable mentions: Honora.
Yeah.
The People's Joker. The Substance. Alien Romulus. I don't know why I didn't want to say anything about them, but I don't. The Substance, there's just not enough substance there. Mm-hmm. There's just not enough sets. But like the set they have is nice. The People's Joker. Why didn't I put that on here? That's absurd. What am I doing? Honora. I really love that mansion. Alien Romulus. That it's all very, very fucking good, but it's also very redundant of what we've already seen in Alien. I don't think it knocks anything out of the park. So, number 5 in production design, I picked Late Night with the Devil.
Oh, hey.
God damn did I love those AI sets. Now look, I put the Alien Romulus on my best visual effects thing, but I limited it to, it can only go to 5. It can't go any higher. Even though Alien Romulus probably would have won mine. And Late Night with the Devil, it wouldn't win, but it'd be higher up. It looks like a fucking TV set. It's amazing. I mean, it looks like they went back to the 70s, and it's the production design in combo with the hair and the costume design and the dialogue, but it's you know, it all works in concert with each other. It looks amazing. Yeah, the AI stuff, it sucks. It really sucks, especially when you know it's there and then you notice it and you see it and it kind of ruins things. But, you know, whatever.
I know.
Number 4, Roadhouse. Now, look,
this another Siobhan twist, one I would not have expected to be brought up.
This takes place in like just a big tiki bar, and it looks very cool. Very, very cool. It's very well decorated. It's very fun. There's lots of great detail. It's the like cage area with the dancers. It's just a great place to spend a movie like this. Fights take place there or outside of there. It's so good. And we see like the rich people places. The bad guys' hideout is ridiculous. It's all this just great, like, I think it's Hawaii. It's either Hawaii or it's like Florida. I don't know. It's really, it looks amazing. Like it gives you this really beachy feel, and it feels great to live in that little area. 3, Megalopolis.
Hey.
Gonzo, amazing shit all over the place all the time. Again, I did not love this movie, but like they were going for it in every area. That includes the production design, the weird futurism shit that's everywhere, that giant, like, I don't know, like black warehouse space where they have the setups of where they're like walking on the catwalks. Like, it's just like, who would think to set such a long scene there up on those catwalks, looking down into these sets, like miniatures that they'd built. It's all so lavish. It's all so highly detailed. Like, it is amazing. I think, like, I've really never seen anything quite like it. I've seen crazy acting before. I've seen cool Roman style, costumery. I've never quite seen this world that the production designers built. Number 3, Megalopolis. Number 2, Joker Folie à Deux.
Hey.
The prisons, the courtrooms, the stages, the dance halls, the stairs. All detailed, all gorgeously designed and scouted. Lots of great location scouting. I think that's a part of this. It's full of gross, grimy detail, oppression. The rooftop dance sequence, it looks like the set of a play. It really sticks out. It's inspired stuff. Fantastically shot. Perfect for that story. Now, number 1. Conclave.
Hey.
I could not believe they made me think that they had shot in the Vatican, in the Sistine Chapel. They actually convinced me that they somehow made this movie in the fucking Sistine Chapel. Which, no, they did not. You're not allowed to do that. They will never allow anybody to do that. Like, that, as soon as I figured that, or as soon as I found that out, I was like it had to go at the top of this list. Like, it's so believable. It's so buyable. I don't know how much of it might be visual effects or green screen or whatever, but like, it looks incredible. It looks like the fucking Sistine Chapel. And then like the other areas, the kitchen is so funny. Like the little dining hall area, it looks like it's an elementary school. Yeah. Like it's 30-year-old elementary school. Like, it's really, it's just, man, it blew. I could not believe it. I could not believe how convincing they made that look. And the hotel too, very cool. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how else to say it, but my mind was absolutely blown by these sets.
Incredible.
Completely rocked my conception of film.
Mm-hmm. It rocked your world. Yeah. Fantastic list, Siobhan. Production design.
Thank you, Marcelo.
Yeah. And now for my list. Here we go. Because you mentioned it, I'll mention it too. In my honorable mentions is Late Night with the Devil. AI set or AI backdrop aside, I think they that movie does a good job of recreating that late night TV feel of the 70s. I shouted out the costumes in a past episode, and I think along with the sets. In the foreground, like the set of the chairs and the background, like when there's behind the scenes stuff. I think it's a perfectly designed movie, production wise. Megalopolis, also honorable mention, like you said. It's a movie about an architect, or like a city planner. I don't know what his job is in that movie, but it feels fleshed out. It feels conceptually. You have to have an eye for that to make it, realistic, even in that movie, right? So yeah, it feels very, very well done. And now top 5, number 5, Hundreds of Beavers. I mean, this goes hand in hand with visual effects, because I think the visual effects and production design together, considering it's such a low budget, like just do it yourself film. It pulls off so much with having limited resources, I think. And the production design, because I think I mentioned this last time I mentioned Hundreds of Beavers. People have been sharing clips online, and it's I think miraculous, the work they've done, where it just feels so real with it being like a Looney Tunes like vibe with it. No, it works. So that's my number 5. I'm going to talk about 3 and 4 together, and you'll find out why here in a bit. My number 4 is Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. My number 3 is Dune Part 2. These go hand in hand because they're essentially doing the same thing. One is a prequel, one is a sequel. But with Furiosa, they're going... Well, yeah, they're both essentially going back to that world we've seen before, like in a past movie. And with Furiosa, they recreate the sets from Fury Road, and they give you new sets too. And I think it does almost as good of a job as Fury Road. I still think Fury Road is a 5 out of 5 like classic. Furiosa is missing a little bit. I can never pin down like why exactly it's not Fury Road. I think it's also not trying to be Fury Road. But in terms of production design, it really does replicate a lot of the magic from Fury Road. Furiosa does. Dune Part 2, it's a continuation of what we've seen before. And they add, new worlds, and they add new people to it. And the production design is just as fantastic as Dune Part 1. Or even more so, I think. It has the number 3 slot because I think it does, a better job of, I guess, expanding that world. So that's 3 and 4. Dune Part 2, number 3. Furiosa, number 4. Number 2, one that you refused to put in your top 5, The Substance. I had a back and forth of what my 1 and 2 were. Substance was 1 for a while, but I pushed it down only because number 1, I'll talk about number 1 in a bit. Like the costumes and like makeup and hair, this... the entire movie works so well in creating new iconography for me. It's like that bathroom design alone, like that. Whenever I see a bathroom like that with that same tile, I think of The Substance now. That certain shower that she's in. How there's one shot in the movie where the camera's looking down at Demi Moore, like on the shower floor, and the camera moves up, and you see the physical walls around her, like expand, or like as the camera moves up, like the ceiling just doesn't stop. It's hard to describe on mic, but stuff like that, like having it be practical, having the sets be practical, and also just so memorable is the wrong word, but like I said, it seems so simple, but in its simplicity, it becomes just I can't disconnect it from like the story. So production design, amazing, the substance, and that apartment too. Again, we see it a lot in the movie. It just feels very claustrophobic, but the set design is supremely interesting, even though it makes no sense with like a billboard being outside and the geography of the whole thing doesn't make any sense. But who cares? The substance, number 2. Number 1, of course, I think going back and forth, I'm like, it has to be this, The Brutalist. Similarly to, it had, I'm sure, a lot more money than Hundreds of Beavers, but according to what the budget was for the Brutalist, how it pulled off the sets that were built and just what we see like inside the building that the titular Brutalist is building, I'm just amazed by how they pulled it off, and just how massive it feels. And also, the Brutalist is about an architect, and I believe like that this character can make these creative choices in the movie. AI aside, at the very end, because I don't think we talked about this, but in the epilogue, there are sketches made by AI. I'm not counting that production design. That's something else. And also, the epilogue is worth talking about later on. Like when you eventually see it, Siobhan, there's a lot to talk about in there. But the actual movie, minus the epilogue, it does feel like I don't know who the production designer was, but there's a lot of attention to detail and a lot of homage to past architects and their real work. So it all comes through in The Brutalist. It's production design, and that's it. That's my top 5.
Beautiful, Marcelo. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Gosh, I got to see that Brutalist.
Pretty good.
I'm over here squirming, saying this is brutal. That I haven't seen this Brutalist movie. People what?
I was gonna say I just heard on a podcast people talk about the Brutalist, and I see a lot of takes flying around. I think I mentioned this on a past episode. People are not vibing with that second half. I wonder where you'll land watching that second half of the Brutalist.
Me too.
Yeah. We'll find out. All right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Together.
Editing.
We flip it. So Marcelo, you go first.
All right. Editing.
Cat, man.
My favorite category, possibly. Now, I have a handful of honorable mentions, 5 to be exact. So let me zip through these. Number 10 on my list. One I deleted and then put it back on. I think worth a mention. Saturday Night. This would be the only time I mention Saturday Night in this series.
Live from. By the way, hey, when that movie was announced, I was like guaranteed Oscar.
Yeah, no,
guaranteed Oscar something at least. Writer, not even writer. Like, geez.
I thought slam dunk SAG nominee,
absolutely,
like best ensemble something. Like,
what went wrong?
I don't know. It's not good. I think that's what we're or it's not as great as it should have been.
Jason Reitman's not that good of a filmmaker.
What? No
anymore.
I think the one aspect of the movie, aside from, I think the score is good, although it really tries to replicate the feeling of watching Birdman. It has a very Birdman, feel. Saturday Night does, and that's derogatory. Saturday Night in the editing, it's fast paced. I think it's well cut. It feels chaotic. It's the one good thing I take away from Saturday Night. I think it's edited pretty well. So that's my number 10. Then I go through the rest of them. The feeling that number 9, the feeling that the time for doing something has passed. I don't want to get into it. I think it's a good movie, and the editing choices in there are very interesting. Number 8, Bad Boys Ride or Die. Great action movie. Number 7, Queer. Just a well-paced, not as like fast-paced as like Luca's other film, which I'll talk about later. But I think worth a mention, Queer. Number 6, Furiosa. Again, another great action movie. All right, now the top 5. Those are honorable mentions. 5. Number 5, Nickel Boys. There are a lot of like single take POV shots, but the editing choices in between those long scenes, I think it's extraordinary choices. I talked about how like you see clips from like newscasts of that time and footage of riots, like cutting into like the real cutting into the story that's happening. Very smart choices to sort of tie in the story that we're seeing with these characters and then the real life story happening around them during the 60s and 70s. So that's my number 5. Number 4, Anora. There are certain cuts in there that like shocked me. There's one in particular I don't want to get into because it's kind of a spoiler. I don't know. But yeah, I think like a lot of other Sean Baker films, Sean Baker, his own editor, which I appreciate. I love directors who can also be their own editors. His editing choices in all his films are always like just so damn good. And this is another one. So I love Anora's editing. Number 3, The Brutalist. Yes, it's a 3.5-hour movie. But man, do I love movies that are long, but they don't feel long at all. I mean, I've said it before. I've seen it 3 times now. I'll see it for a 4th time, I'm sure, in a theater. Because I was going to say it's an easy watch. It's not an easy watch. But it's a watch I don't struggle to get through, like, time-wise. I don't look at my watch. Because the story is so engrossing and it's just cut so smoothly. So that's my number 3. Now for the exciting number 2 and 1 spot. Like, The Brutalist is like, more traditional cut, movie. I can compare it to like The Godfather, like those long epics. But number 2 and 1, this is like the fast-paced stuff that I love. Number 2, of course, Challengers. I was on the edge of my seat by the end. That final tennis match, some of the best edited like stuff I've seen in a very long time. I was like, holy crap. And I was like basically on my feet cheering by the very end because I was so invested in the characters, the music, and the editing played a huge part. That's number 2. Number 1, I love this movie. I love the editing. The last time I saw this, I'm like, yes, this is my number 1 of the year. The Substance. It's again. I love a director who can be their own editor, and Caroline Farge is her own editor on this too. Just incredible choices. I rewatched some of Revenge the other day, her first film. And if you haven't seen Revenge, listeners, and Siobhan, I don't know if you've seen Revenge. She has this style that I want to see more movies from her, obviously, and I'm sure she'll have a long career after this. But man, like she can shoot action like few others, and it's in the directing and also in the editing. So when The Substance, I guess spoilers for The Substance, slight spoilers for The Substance, when there's an action scene in The Substance that I was not expecting, I'm like, God damn, this is incredible. I just want to do like a flat out like action movie, like just John Wood up, because she can shoot and cut an action scene like few other people can. And of course, there's a lot of dancing. There's the pump it up, those shots of butts. At the very end, when the blood splattered finale, the jump cuts from seeing somebody covered in blood to like breasts, naked breasts. It's like fantastic choices all around. So that's my number 1 for editing, The Substance, and that's my top 5.
Love it. Love it. I love the passion on display.
Yes.
From a master of the craft. Marcelo, I'm going to give you my top 5 best editing choices.
Okay.
Yeah, my number 5 is Joker Folie à Deux. Like, it's droll and boring for most of the thing, and then it just suddenly gets very fanciful and vibrant when it needs to be, to just kind of pump you up a little bit, keep you strung along. It's very measured and controlled, except for when it breaks into absolute chaos. And yeah, it's beautiful stuff. Number 4, juror number 2, so intense, knows exactly who to look at and for exactly how long to look at them. It's as vital at telling this story as anything else in the movie is. Let's the like subtler side of all the performances like really breathe and shine. Yeah, it's number 3, The Substance.
Hey,
I was talking to a friend that we know, the real Matt C. Not to out him, but he said he wasn't really looking forward to seeing this movie that much.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons was the length. And when he said that, I was like, what? And then I looked it up and I was like shocked to see that it was 2.5 hours long. And like for a horror movie, that's an accomplishment. For a comedy movie, that's an accomplishment. For a horror comedy, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's insane. That like it didn't feel 2.5 hours at all.
Mm-hmm.
That it flies by, and everything you said, but it's got these great quick cuts. The like little like montage every time they inject or do the substance procedure. It's just always click, 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 click.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really just fast, and it's cool. It's really cool. It keeps up its fast pace for like the whole thing. Even though like we only visit like 3 locations and 2 characters. Like it's phenomenal. Number 2, Janet Planet. I have talked about this movie a lot. How it evokes the end of summer very well. Like it just gives off these amazing, beautiful, calming vibes, and like that's it's in large part to the editing. Like shots just they linger with such care. It feels like we're watching. It feels like we're actually watching a moment in time, and like there's a science to that. Like it's just like there's no science to it. It's just like it's this feeling, like it's just like when should this cut off? When has the audience seen enough to get that calm and peaceful nature injected into their veins? There's one, I don't want to say it, but there's one very specific edit near the end that is like heartbreakingly truthful to the character of Janet, and it's kind of humorous in a that's life sort of way. Like it is just so amazingly done. Janet Planet, I can't recommend it enough. Nominee for Best First Directorial Debut at the TFS Awards. Best Editing, number 1, Challengers.
Hey.
Bounce around like a tennis ball on the court. Such kinetic energy. Just ping pong ping back and forth. And yeah, you're right. The finale where it's just like everything comes to a head, and like every cut feels like it takes your breath away. Like it's like it just keeps building and building and building the tension. It's man, it's so amazing.
Hey, Siobhan, that was an amazing list.
Okay.
Come on. All right, so those were our favorite editings of the year. Yeah,
for sure.
Our favorite cuts. And now we go to the main event, right? The third
this
category.
Is the main pizza pie, yeah.
Yeah, the pizza pie. Do you want to go first?
I think the hands of fate.
Oh, you're gonna flip it. All right.
Should tell us.
All right.
Marcelo, what do you want?
I'll go tails.
Okay, been there twice, so.
Okay.
It's heads.
All right. Your call.
I don't want to go. I don't want to finish this off. I'll go first.
Okay.
Cinematography. My honorable mentions, Janet Planet, talked about it. Everything I just said applies here. Joker, Folie à Deux, everything I said applies here. Yeah. Hundreds of Beavers, it's just got that very specific, unique look. It's one of those things that left me feeling like, how'd they do that? How'd they get that picture into my eyes? How'd they make that light reflect off that surface into the camera and then get that camera to transform that image that it captured into a digital image that could be displayed on my screen where more light would be bouncing off of the image that's on my screen into my eyes. How did that even work?
Right.
And then and my other last honorable mention is Horizon, an American Saga, Part 1. Or Chapter 1. I think it's Part 1. It is, it's very good. It doesn't feel exceptional, but, it's very goddamn good. I wish it was just that 10% better. But it is still incredible. You get these beautiful vistas, and these gorgeous colors, great palettes. It's great stuff. It's just it's nothing I haven't seen before. It's kind of nature documentary. It's not super filmic. It even feels a little TV at times. But look, it's great when it's great. You know what I'm saying?
It's Chapter 1, by the way.
It's Chapter 1, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying on that?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
All right, number 5, Trap. Siobhan and Marcelo. Look, this guy.
This fucking guy.
He can shoot with the best of them. 3 movies this year, amazingly shot. I think this is, not to give it away, but I think this is his 3rd best work of the year.
Whoa.
Yeah, Trap. It looks fucking amazing for just an action thriller. It doesn't need to look this good. It looks this good. It's shot on film, dude. Why bother? Because it looks fucking good. It gives this movie such a interesting aesthetic, especially for something like it has to deal with young people and pop concerts. It is something that probably should be digital, but it completely works on film. It looks fucking amazing. It gives this film this whole, I don't know, this kind of tactile feel that you're just not expecting when you go into it. You think just bubblegum, I don't know, but it's not just that. Number 4, Megalopolis. I didn't write down the guy's name, so I don't know. Look, it's, again, it kind of goes back into my production design thing, but they're giving me these images that I've never seen before. I will never see since after this. I'll never see anything like this again. It's a weird visionary world that is completely of its own thing. The green screenery and shit, it just adds to everything. It's I don't know, it's really striking. It's really weird. It's really, even in the cinematography, I don't know how to explain it. I'm insane. Number 3, Queer, shot by Siobhan and Marcelo. For Luca Guadagnino, his 2nd collaboration of the year between these 2 artists. Not to give anything away, but we might see the other one.
Interesting.
Not to give anything away, but I think the 2nd best of their 2. So Queer looks really good. Again, it has Sambu. He has a very specific look. I see the DNA shared between Trap, Queer, and Challengers, and Call Me by Your Name, which he also shot. It's just I see that look. I see that, again, that DNA, that basis, but they're all distinct. Queer has this extra layer of Trap looks kind of like an action thriller. Queer has this extra layer of the stuff they do with the miniatures and out in the jungle, it looks different. You know, it looks different. The special effects shit that they got to work in there, it doesn't necessarily look like Trap, even though you feel they're from the same person. And just shot gorgeously. Number 2, Anora. Anora, that amazing, I have to assume handheld digital photography. Looks beautiful, crisp, just just right. Really good stuff. Do great work with that camera. Shaky. Make it very expressive in its movements. The scene walking down the Vegas like strip, like it. God, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? It's just gorgeous.
Beautiful.
The whatever lens they chose for that scene is
like was it a 50? Was it a 35? Was it a 45?
I don't know, brother, but it was the right lens. Yeah, Anora, it looks so good. And number 1, I have an idea of what it is.
I don't know.
Why don't you take a guess?
You've given a lot of clues. Is it?
I tried to subtly weave some clues in there, if you can figure it out. Is
it Joker Folie à Deux?
It is not. That was actually in my honorable mentions.
Interesting.
Now, number 1 is Joker Folie à Deux.
Okay, wow. No.
Now it's Challengers, shot by Sai and Bumukti Prom.
Incredible.
Directed by Luca Guadagnino. Their second collaboration and their first of the year. They're one of 2 in that year, 2024.
Yeah.
These are the best cinematographies of 2024. Cinnamon. Dude, I don't know, man. Have you seen that fucking scene where it's first person from the perspective of the ball?
I have seen it, yeah.
And have you seen how that was made just in little bits?
Yeah.
Have you seen the glass court above them that they're shooting from under?
Yeah.
What the fuck? This movie looks insane. This movie looks absolutely goddamn insane. And this is the one where you get that bubblegum shit that you thought would be in Trap. Like it, literally, I think Zendaya should choose bubblegum.
Yeah.
On the poster, at least.
Yeah.
Does she? Yeah, it's just like, I think so.
Okay.
It looks... No. What am I thinking of?
You're thinking of a...
Valley Girl?
Yeah, you're thinking of the Valley Girl poster. Hold on, I'm going to look this up. The Valley Girl poster...
They're similar.
Yes, they're very similar. Yeah,
it's a reference.
Yeah.
It's a reference, okay? Challengers, look, it looks insane. It looks insane. It looks incredible. They went to some great lengths to do shit that they didn't have to do. Like, they didn't have to make... It didn't have to go that hard, you know? But they did. They made it that hard. And I appreciate them for it. And that's it.
Incredible. Incredible list from an incredible player. Yeah. And now, my turn?
They'll say. Yeah, Marcelo, I hand the cinematography baton to you. It's all covered in cinnamon.
Okay. Now, this, I think, is the toughest one for me to trim down. So far this season, I have a top 15, but I'm not going to bore you with all of them. I just mentioned a few honorable mentions. Nosferatu, I got to mention. I love how it paints with the darkness. I saw it twice, once on film, on 35mm.
Whoa.
But both times I got something out of it in terms of the cinematography. And yeah, it's an Oscar nominee, isn't it? Right? And also Talk from Society Award nominee. And I think it's well deserved.
Even better.
Yeah. So it's in my honorable mentions. Also, I got to shout out Anora. Love Anora. Got to shout out Hundreds of Beavers. I also have to shout out The Last Showgirl, which... Thomas Mariani, if you're listening, again,
that guy,
no,
he has a weird vendetta.
He mentioned on the Discord when he saw it that he did not enjoy it, the cinematography, and I saw it, I think the next day, and I was the complete opposite. I loved how it looks. I think it fits with its like 70s vibe with that aesthetic. I think they shot it on like 16 millimeter. So yeah, it doesn't look pristine. It looks like the film was like run over by a car, but it's totally on purpose. Because it's about the last showgirl. It's about Pamela Anderson. She's a showgirl, and this production is closing. It's the last gasp of this era, and it's fitting that it looks like that. So I'm a big fan of the cinematography. And then my final honorable mention is Nickel Boys. Lots been said about the POV.
Okay.
Now, okay. Yeah, we didn't bring this up when I mentioned it for editing, but I guess we should bring it up now.
Yeah, good point, actually.
It does, it's my number 6, so it didn't make my top 5. So,
okay.
If
it did make our Talk Film Society Award, didn't it?
It did, yeah. It got a few nominations.
Yeah.
Now, should we resend those nominations? Should we just
I don't.
Or hold on. What we could do is just put in an asterisk, and then underneath,
That's
the asterisk. The asterisk could say, "This nomination is also for Hardcore Henry."
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Thank you for mentioning it. I didn't know if you would.
Yeah.
It's this first person POV style that Nickel Boys is shot in. I haven't seen the film yet. I can't comment on it. Marcelo, I'll let you in a second. I just want to say to everybody that first person style was pioneered by Hardcore Henry. It was the first film ever shot entirely in first person. And I just hope you all remember that this award season, as Nickel Boys gets talked about. Just thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for saying that. Nickel Boys made my honorable mentions. In all seriousness, I've said it before, like when I reviewed it on this show, when I mentioned I saw it. Part of it is purposefully shot like a nightmare, and oh boy, did it get under my skin visually. I said this before his passing, but it reminded me of David Lynch. Also, rest in peace, David Lynch. All right, my top 5. This one was tough, like I said, but this is the list I went with. Number 5, Cuckoo. Oh, good old Cuckoo. I love Cuckoo. I rewatched it before the end of the year, before I made this list, just to make sure. But oh boy, it captures a feeling I love, and I've seen few movies replicate this feeling. Tillman Singer, the director, he also did a movie called Luz, German movie. Also has that same feeling that this has. It feels otherworldly. It feels grainy. It feels like I shouldn't be watching this. But yeah, I just love the look of Cuckoo. Cinematographer Paul Faltz. So good job, Mr. Faltz. My number 4. One movie
the Faults in Our Stars.
Yes, thank you for chiming in with that. My number 4, I haven't mentioned this movie a lot, but I think I'll be mentioning it more and more as the season comes to an end. But Love Lies Bleeding, cinematography by Ben Fordsman. Man, this is set in 1989, and man, I love the neon lights. I love that 80s flair, and boy does this movie have it. It's a beautiful movie. It's also a sweaty movie. A lot of it takes place in a gym, but oh boy, the lovely colors, the glow, making the two leads look as beautiful as they are, and also, it being also a violent, disgusting movie at times. Love Lies Bleeding. I love the look of it. That's my number 4. My number 3, The Substance. Cinematographer to be determined as I Google that right now. So yeah, this goes hand in hand with the direction I think. Benjamin Crackcund, cinematographer of The Substance. It has a digital look, but it's one of those movies where I don't mind that. Like, I've heard David Lynch not David Lynch. I've heard like David Fincher discuss, the look of film versus digital. I think he is one of the few directors who can make a digital film look, a digital movie look like it was shot on film, like others can't. But then he also leans into the digital aspect of shooting digitally sometimes. So, and I can't say, The Substance looks like it's shot on film. I don't think it ever tries to be that. But the color, the look of it, the camera movements. I think there's behind the scenes stock where you see Farge at one point put on a camera on her head and film a POV shot of Margot Qualley as she's like running through a hallway or in an elevator. So that ingenuity, bumps it up for me. It doesn't have to always look grainy and filmy for me to love it. So number 3. Now, speaking of looking like film and being grainy and being shot on film, yeah, these last two, they're shot on film. Oh yeah. Film is always going to edge out digital for me. Number 2.
Film's got you edging.
Number two. It was Siobhan's number 1. That's right. It's Challengers. What a beautiful looking movie. And I'm just gonna echo what Siobhan was saying. That ending, just the ingenuity, the inventiveness of where to put the cameras and how they got a camera into a tennis ball. I don't know.
And they let them smack it around too. Yeah. That had to be so scary for them.
Very expensive. I'm sure they went through many cameras shooting those scenes. But then the bedroom, the hotel room scenes. Oh man, so sexy, so sweaty in a good way. Such a vibrant movie, a warm movie, but also energetic in how it was shot. So Challengers, good job. Number 1. Another number 1 for this movie for me on this episode, The Brutalist, shot by L.O.L. Crawley. Oh, sorry, Lol Crawley. Major points for this being a VistaVision film. What is VistaVision? I'll look it up. So VistaVision is a process in which the cameras are shooting horizontally on 35mm stock, and then it's scanned to make prints on 70mm film. So, oh, wow. Yeah. So that's how this, again, I mentioned this was on compared to other big productions, a lower budget film. $19 million, by the way, was the budget for The Brutalist. And sure, they cut corners.
But didn't pay, Adrian Brody that extra $500 to get back in the booth.
No. Also, they didn't pay a graphic artist to make sketches of Adrian Brody's characters' later designs in the epilogue. But instead of like buying film stock, to shoot on 70mm, they go, we'll do it this way. We'll take 35mm film, turn it around and essentially make 70mm prints from that. The technical aspect is fascinating, and just unfortunately, Siobhan, I have not yet seen this projected on film. I've only seen it on a simple theater screen.
All right, we have to put another asterisk by this one.
I'm gonna put asterisk by this, saying, have not seen on film, disqualified. but even seeing it like digitally, God, it looks so vibrant. It looks so, and there again, I mentioned other movies that feel like a nightmare, like Cuckoo and Nickel Boys. When the Brutalist is beautiful, it is very beautiful. When it turns and becomes a nightmare, the film looks like a nightmare. So yeah, that's what I'll say. And I'll point out, this shot is in the trailer. This shot is on the poster. It's now become iconic. The Statue of Liberty upside down. That's in the it's early on in the movie. The way that's achieved, the way that shot is revealed of the upside down Statue of Liberty, that's probably my favorite sequence of the year.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So
this is the first movie shot entirely in Vistavision.
Yeah.
Since 1961.
Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible.
Sorry.
No. Yeah, it's fine. But to close out my thought, yeah, just that shots of the Statue of Liberty, that being so early on in the film, that like sets the tone for the rest of the film, and that is hand in hand with the direction and the cinematographer. Bradley Corbray working with L.O.L. Crawley. But yeah, that's my number one, and that is my top 5 cinematography picks.
Awesome, Marcel. Amazing list. Your whole top 15 was great.
Yeah.
I loved it all.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that for us. And,
well, I think we have got to close up, right? I mean, we have no time for anything else.
We did it. We did. Oh, wait.
Wait, no. We have no time for this.
It happened again. It's
happening again.
I forgot. I went back into the talkfilmsociety.com/Discord. We have a Discord with a bunch of lovely people, over 100 of them, talking about film, TV, wrestling, movie, video games.
And it's a closed Discord, right? Nobody can join, right?
No. Follow that link I just said. Talkfilmsociety.com/film. No. Talkfilmsociety.com/Discord. Talkfilmsociety.com/Discord. And there is going to be a link there for anybody that wants to join. Any old Yahoo.
Are you telling me that anybody can join the Discord?
Yeah, literally anybody.
Shut up.
Literally.
Okay, you know what? Sorry. Keep talking.
Literally anybody can join. It's, you just got to go to talkfilmsociety.com/Discord.
Wow.
And then there's a link there, and then it'll probably bring you here or something. I don't know. I didn't have to do it. I wasn't specially invited when this thing was at its inception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I assume you go to talkfilmsociety.com/Discord, there will be a way for you to get into this Discord.
Yeah.
And what do you do in this Discord? I went and asked the people to give me their choices, to get the minds of the voters, really.
Yes, the voters of the Talk Film Society Awards.
We go and ask them the category of the week, what their thought is, what their top 5s are. And so this episode, we've got best editing and best production and cinematography. We'll get to cinematography later.
Yeah.
First, we're doing best editing and best production.
All right.
Best production design. So, first up, we've got R.J. McCready taking time up from the Great White Way, coming down
Antarctica
to... I think the Great White Way is Broadway. The Great White North.
That's Canada.
Well, to give us his picks, he says, The Crime Is Mine, Smile 2, The Substance, Nosferatu, Long Legs. Now, he gave us that list contextless. He did not say whether that was for best editing or best production design. So I asked what he meant.
Yeah.
And he said for both. And I still don't know what that means, but he said sometimes I shoot from the hip, LOL. So
okay, so do me a favor, read that list again, just so I have that mindset. So this is for both production design,
sure, yeah. So
and editing.
I ask you, Yes, for best editing, best production design. The Crime Is Mine, Smile 2, The Substance, Nosferatu, Long Legs.
Sure. That makes sense.
Sure.
Anyway,
I'm going to say I'm going to give you 2 party fouls on that one, I think.
Yeah.
Now, RJ McCready is followed by Football and Tuxedos, who we heard about in the first episode, and only hearing about him again now because I think it's because I tagged everyone, which I don't usually do. He's back. Clearly doesn't monitor the Discord for fun. He only comes when summoned. Football and Tuxedos. Number 1, I Saw the TV Glow. This is a ranked list. Number 2, Love Lies Bleeding. Number 3, Nosferatu. Number 4, Furiosa. I believe he means Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. 5, Wicked. Again, no context. Does not give us
whether it's production design or editing.
Okay. So, 3 party fouls, I think, because he also didn't have Mad Max Saga. He spelled Nosferatu wrong. RJ McCready comes back. He says, I stand by that the editing and production design help accentuate the other on these films. All right. All right.
You know what? Yeah, you don't have to.
We might take away a party foul.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't have to defend yourself, but I think at this point you do.
Yeah.
Anything that helps your case.
I'm just going to make the decision. 1 party foul taken away.
Okay. Good.
We have a most lawyerly James, another person who does not come unless summoned. Production design. The Brutalist. Dune Part 2. Gladiator 2. Nosferatu. So many 2s.
Not 2s.
Wicked. And editing. Anora. Blinked Twice.
But,
The Brutalist. Conclave. Challengers. Good stuff.
Did you or they say blinked twice?
Yes.
Now, blinked twice. Do they mean blink twice?
I think they might mean blink twice.
Okay.
But they put an extra T after blinked, and you know what? That's kind of cute. Blinked twice.
Okay. You know what? No fouls there.
No fouls.
The cuteness saves it. All right.
Yeah. Sam Shot First. Friend of the site. Sam Shot First. Realizing I probably didn't do my due diligence and scour these editors to make sure that everything is kosher, but look, if any of these editors for any of these films have anything to do with the man Keanu Reeves, this is a breach of trust Sam Shot First is creating here. But let's just hope he isn't. Okay, let's just take him at his word that he's being good. A good boy. Friend of the site, Sam Shot First, says editing. Dune Part 2. Furiosa, I believe he means Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Challengers, The Substance, and Civil War. Now, we were wondering where those Civil Wars came from.
I don't have the ballots up, but one can assume Sam might have put Civil War on a few nominee slots.
One can assume. And for his next category, he says prod design. I believe he means production design. Yeah, I had to shorten it. Too much. Dune Part 2. The Substance. Furiosa. I believe he means Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And Blitz. Not sure what this Blitz is. I don't remember.
Now, does it say blitzed or blitz?
Just Blitz.
Blitz,
Just
yeah.
Z is the end of it.
That is the now forgotten awards contender, starring Saoirse Ronan, directed by Steve McQueen, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Apple TV movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Football and Tuxedos comes back. He realizes his mistake. He gives us 2 lists this time. Production design. I Saw the TV Glow. Nosferatu. Furiosa. I believe he means Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. Wicked. Lisa Frankenstein.
Yeah, okay.
And editing. I Saw the TV Glow. Love Lies Bleeding. Evil Does Not Exist. Dune Part 2. He uses the number 2 is supposed to be TWO, and he also forgot the colon. And Nosferatu.
Now is now a perfect time to bring this up. I ask myself, and then I answer yes. Okay. So I'm the one who counts the ballots for the Talk Film Society Awards. The first ballot is always the hardest because that is asking.
First ballot's the hardest.
Thank you. The first ballot asks the voters to fill in what they want nominated manually. They have to type it in, right? I don't have the technology to have a drop down of every single potential nominee. That would be nice if I just found a list of every actor, every movie. So they had to type in manually. Siobhan, there, I didn't know there were as many ways to type out Dune Part 2, or Furiosa, or even Nickel Boys. I had to go in and manually change, Dune number 2 or Dune no colon Part 2.
Do we get some LE boys?
Just every yes, I got that. I also got the Nickel Boys, which at first I'm like, why? How did you put a the there when it's just Nickel Boys? But the Nickel Boys is the book that the movie's based on, so I'll give that a slight pass. But still, I had to go in and change that so those votes could count. But yeah, you know what? I'm a little bit frustrated and it made me think about this segment and how
we're trying. I'm trying to tell people what to do when you write in your ballot, how to spell it, how to format it.
I don't have to worry about this anymore until next year. But man, that first ballot is always the hardest.
First ballot's the hardest.
But yeah, we can continue.
Up next, Mike Schindler, M. Schindler, co-host of the Soderbergh Manifesto with one Marcelo Pico. This is his choice for each category. He gets one choice. For editing, he says challengers. And for production design, he says Dune. So let's try to figure out what Dune he meant, because he's pretty good.
He obviously means Dune 1984, right?
Dune 1984.
Yeah.
Dune 2019, 2020. Dune the TV series. Any number of possibilities.
Or just
the
Dune.
Book.
Yeah, Dune. I was gonna say Dune the book
by Frank Herbert. I mean, yeah, it could be that. He loves the design of the book. So, Mike, we're not going to be able to count that one.
No, throw that one out.
Because it's just not specific enough.
No.
Zephyr, fly away on my Zephyr. That's my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers song. You know that?
I did not know where that little tune, little lyric came from until you just said it.
It's a Red Hot Chili Peppers song, the Zephyr song.
Did not know that.
Anything. Zephyr. She gives us challengers. Dune Part 2. She forgot a colon, but she got the 2 right. Adult Swim Yule Log 2 branching out. Sure. Why not? I don't know.
Yeah.
Production design. Mr. Crockett forgot a period after Mr. Dune Part 2. Okay, this time you got the wrong 2 and you still forgot the colon. So I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Maxine. And Adult Swim Yule Log 2 branching out. This time you also changed the TWO to a 2. I'm not familiar with this. I don't know what it's supposed to be. So you're really throwing me for a loop here, Zephyr. One party foul.
Yes. Yeah.
Not the Who's Tommy Marinara, Thomas Mariani, co-host formerly of Double Edge Double Bill, co-host currently of Cinema to the Letter, one of the Leather Boys, along with Brian Andrade over there at Cinema to the Letter, patreon.com/cinema2letter.com.
And can I jump in and say, I'd like to just apologize to Thomas Mariani for coming at him earlier in this episode.
I don't think he deserves that.
and I look forward to being a guest on his show. I'm not gonna say when or where, but yeah, maybe stay tuned for that in the future.
Well, I mean, I'm glad one of us is looking forward to it, at least. Now, not who's Tommy. Thomas Marinara, Thomas Mariani, one of the Leather Boys. He brings us his picks for best production design. Dune Part 2, he forgot a colon. So you still want to apologize?
I'm so close to taking it back, but continue.
We'll see what happens here. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Wow,
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I saw the TV Glow. Long Legs. The People's Joker.
Okay.
That's production design. And for editing, he gives us Baby Girl. Challengers. I saw the TV Glow. Love Lies Bleeding. The Substance. And bold indicates his winner. I forgot to note this. For production design, his bold was I saw the TV Glow.
Okay.
And for editing, his bold was Challengers. So,
okay, solid.
Those are his winners of those categories.
Yeah. I want to mention Baby Girl real quick. Cause,
do that.
He shouted it out. I am a little surprised and also not surprised that first off, no Oscar nominations. I feel like Nicole Kidman had a shot. She deserved a nomination.
She always does, yeah.
But she's
one of those things.
She's especially good in that movie. But also no Baby Girl love in at the Talk Society Awards.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah. I would have expected at least, again, Nicole Kidman getting nominated. And also,
horny bunch.
I want to say
what
this.
What are we if not?
I've been on Instagram too much lately. I think it's just my, it's how my depression has evolved. It's just now I'm on Instagram a lot. And a suggested to me post was some douchebag listing out the 10 worst movies of the year, and they put Baby Girl on there. And a few other ones I don't agree with, but especially Baby Girl. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? That just is. And what is it with people who? I think
you gotta put a hot take out there. It's also the most recent movie they saw that they didn't like.
It's a weird thing for me because I think the movie is good, flat out good. It's a solidly made movie, with good performances. And I think the only thing that would turn anybody off, so to speak, is the sex. And like to your point, I know you're kind of joking, Siobhan, but I'm kind of serious when I say this. I think there is a problem with people watching sex scenes nowadays, and it's weird to me.
They're so unnecessary.
Okay, we can move on. I just want to bring that up.
It's a consent issue. Like, I didn't consent to see this. You
bought the movie ticket for a movie about. A sub-dom relationship.
But I'm a little child. I don't know what I'm doing.
But I think they should make it very clear. They those warnings like strobe effect in this movie, or in The Last Jedi, the sound drops out for 30 seconds. It's not a problem with the projector or the sound system. It's part of the movie. They should also say, by the way, Nicole Kidman comes 20 times in this movie. Be warned.
You're gonna see, missionary, doggy style, cunnilingus, blowjobs in this movie.
We can move on.
Half of a nipple hanging out of a shirt. Jay McMillan, our guest last week, Jared, brings us his picks for editing. He says The Substance. He says Dune Part 2. He forgot the colon. He says The Remarkable Life of Ebeline. Ebeline? I liked how you said it earlier. You actually beat me on that one, I think. I saw the TV Glow. Strange Darling, he says.
Oh.
Production design. He says, Dune Part 2. He forgot the colon again. He says, Furiosa. I believe what he meant to say when he says that one is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. He says, Nosferatu. He says, Conclave. He says, Beetlejuice. Now, if I'm going to head on over to Google. This is my mistake. I thought there might be a comma in Beetlejuice. There's not.
Okay. Speaking of that's another example of people thinking there are commas where they shouldn't be when filling out the talk from Society Awards ballot.
I'm guilty of it. Hey.
Yeah. Aren't we all?
Not that I wrote that in there. Brendan, this guy, he says, editing. I saw the TV glow. These are all italicized, really fancy. I saw the TV glow. Nosferatu. Hundreds of beavers. Dune Part 2. No italicized. 2 little dots in there. They're missing. Challengers. And for production design, Nosferatu. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Wicked Part 1. Should I have been chastising people for that this entire time?
No.
Yeah, I don't think it's called that. Isn't it just Wicked Part 1?
It's
or just Wicked? Because the next one's called like Wicked Comes Again or something. What is it?
They went the Dune route.
They
went the Dune route because officially the first Denis Dune is just Dune, but on screen it's Dune Part 1. Same thing with Wicked. It's officially Wicked, but on screen it's Wicked Part 1. So officially it's called Wicked. But also, it's AKA Wicked Part 1.
Okay, well, party foul. Making a stop down like this, go over some pedantic bullshit, which we clearly hate.
Yeah.
God. He also says, this is production design still, Twilight of the Warriors, Walled In. I'll believe you. Man, that's a movie. And Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
And I do believe that there might be the end of our best editing and best production design thing.
All right, awesome. We can move on. Now,
just hold your horses there, pal.
What?
I also asked for the third category of the week. The what do you want to call it? The happy...
What? What are you talking about?
The third category.
The hat trick?
The Patrick, yeah.
No, hat trick.
Okay, I asked for the cinematography of 2024. And Sam Shot... Okay, I actually did do my work here.
Okay.
For this one.
Yeah.
Friend of the site, Sam Shot First. I do know that none of these men have shot any Keanu Reeves movie. I made sure of that. Okay? So don't you worry, dear listeners. Friend of the site, Sam Shot First, former host of Keanu Believe It. He is being completely truthful here with his answers. Nothing persuading him. So
here we go.
His first choice, Dune Part 2 by Greg Fraser. He did not put the colon, and he gave us the wrong 2. He did number 2 instead of TWO.
Damn it.
Sam, you're still giving us a little stab even when you do the right thing. Challengers by Sambu Mukti Pram. God, that movie looks good. We already talked about it. But
we did, yeah. Sexy.
Oh, the sex. The Substance by Benjamin Kraken. Conclave by Stefan Fontaine. Or Stefan. Yeah, that movie does look quite good. I didn't really consider it for cinematography, but it does look quite good. Monkey Man. Sharon Meyer. I don't know. Nosferatu. Jaron Blaschke. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
And last week's guest, Jared McMillan, Jay McMillan. Top 5 cinematography, he says. Jomo Frey for Nickel Boys. No, forgot to credit something, but upsets me, but we'll move on. LOL Crowley from The Brutalist. Greg Fraser, Dune Part 2, forgot a colon. Not letting that one slide. Stefan Fontaine, Conclave. I believe we're missing some accents on some of these names, but you know. Juan Pablo Ramirez for La Cocina. I believe he talked about that with us.
He was praising it last episode, yes.
Yes, Fly Away on My Zephyr. Challengers. Dune 2. It's Dune Part 2, and there's a colon, and it's not the number 2, it's TWO. Thanks, Zephyr. And the Adult Swim Yule Log 2 Branching Out. And I Saw the TV Glow. So, again, spelled the Adult Swim Yule Log 2 in a different way this time. So I really am confused about this thing. I don't even know if it's real. She might be making it up, you know? Hell. The real Matt C also comes in with his picks. A rare sighting from the real Matt C.
Yeah.
Challengers. The First Omen. Dune 2. Buddy.
The fuck's going on?
Dune Part 2 with the colon. And it's not the number 2, it's the word TWO. The Substance. Nosferatu. Those are the real Matt C's picks. Okay, that was our...
That's it.
Discord segments on the picks for best editing, best production design, and best cinematography. But there is one last thing I'd like to hit on that was in that Discord.
Yeah.
You know, our friend, well, your friend, your co-host on the podcast, the Soderbergh Manifesto, coming back very soon with an episode on Presence and another episode on a TV show that the guy did, Soderbergh.
Yeah.
What's it called? Code or something?
Full Circle and Command Z.
Full Circle. It's a big circle. Command Z. So, Mike put a query out there.
Yeah.
That I thought was interesting. And neither of us responded, so I'd like to do it on Mike. He asked, when was the time that you were first, like when did you become disillusioned about the Oscars? You know, like when did you, I don't know, in other words, like grow up and see them for what they are?
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting. And I almost responded, but I was late to it anyway, and I decided just to save it for the show, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think I've got a moment. Do you have one?
I do. In regards to that, to Mike's question, I did see it, I think, this morning. Was it this morning? No, he posted it last night. And I saw it this morning. I read through, but it was too late for me to respond. But I have an answer, yes.
Okay, I'll just go with mine first. Mine, I'm gonna give it to two things, because they happened about the same time. It was when I was in... It was probably when I was like 16, 17, and I watched Do the Right Thing, and found out that Do the Right Thing was not nominated for Best Picture, and it was the exact same year that Driving Miss Daisy won Best Picture.
Oh yeah.
Like that was a big what moment.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the same year, and this one's weird, but like Argo winning Best Picture, but not because I don't like Argo. I like Argo a lot. It was just that Ben Affleck was not nominated for director, but he somehow directed the Best Picture of the year.
Yeah.
Like, that was just too bizarre for me. And I think those two experiences happening around the same time just kind of knocked me flat. And I'm like, well, I got to re-examine this thing.
Yeah. That Argo situation, I think it because I followed that as it was happening. That not necessarily controversy, but it was taken as a controversy when Ben Affleck wasn't nominated for Best Director. So I think Argo winning Best Picture was in response to that. Like, if he can't get nominated for Best Director, why not give him the Oscar for Best Picture?
Really? That's what you think?
I sincerely believe that's why Argo won Best Picture.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know if there's any way to find that out, but that's always been my running theory is because that the snub was so big, like it seemed like a big failing from the Academy not to nominate him for that category, and so
it's like it's like when Elizabeth Taylor won the Oscar. And she didn't deserve it, and it was because people gave it to her because she had pneumonia.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that story?
Last year? Yeah, I remember that. So in a way, Argo went through the same thing, and Ben Affleck went through the same thing.
Marcelo, what's your moment?
My moment, the one that crystallized my disillusionment, the one that made me really think, you know what, they can't get it right every time. When I was fully invested, because before this moment that I'm about to bring up, I lived through, Crash winning in, was it 2005? It was the 2005 Oscars, but I was like, whatever. I at that point I had not seen Brokeback Mountain, which is the movie everybody says should have won. I saw like Munich that same year, and I was like, oh, Munich is better than Crash, but I haven't seen Brokeback Mountain, so I don't know if Brokeback Mountain's better than Crash, so I was like, whatever. But then cut to 2010. I was following the race, and I was invested in The Social Network, and I knew from the get-go that was like a new American classic. I was all on board. The score was incredible, the script incredible. David Fincher, my favorite director at the time, he made a bona fide, Best Picture nominee. He was nominated for director. This was it. My boy was going to get all the big awards. No, what won instead? The King's Speech, a movie that I think is not as good. It's not terrible, but very run-of-the-mill, like biopic, like Oscar baity movie. And I don't use that word too often, Oscar bait, but that's what that movie was, especially considering like who was behind that movie, the producer, that the evil man who I hope dies in jail. It was like at the tail end of that era of, yes, one big producer has all the money to push Oscar campaigns and get, a movie that doesn't really deserve a Best Picture win to get a Best Picture win. I think Mike pointed out Shakespeare in Love and winning over Saving Private Ryan, which I have not seen Shakespeare in Love, but I can totally believe did not deserve a Best Picture win over Saving Private Ryan. So yeah, The Social Network losing to King's Speech was a big moment for me. It's like, oh yeah, it's not all great. Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Thanks,
Mike.
Thanks, Mike, for that. Yeah.
And if you wanted to join the Discord one last time, get brought down by Mike Schindler. talkfilmsociety.com/discord. discord.gg/talkfilmsoc. Is that it for the day, Marcelo? I mean, I think that's it, right? I mean, I'm ready to clock out, just hang it up.
You know what?
I'm gonna grab my hat, put on my jacket.
I wish it were that easy.
To walk out the door.
I wish it were that easy. Like, just stop, freeze.
Okay.
You're forgetting that we do one thing here at the end of the show. Every episode, we go back to good old goldderby.com.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
This thing again.
Yeah. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to goldderby.com, a website in which quote-unquote experts, yahoos, losers, anybody who wants to start a Gold Derby account can get on there and vote. on who they think is going to win the big awards. Now that we know the nominees, we're going to go back and talk about the best editing, best production design, and best cinematographer categories. And Siobhan, you're going to rank them.
Okay. I get to look up.
Yeah, so look up the nominees. Let's do best production design first. So,
production design.
You've got the list in front of you. You want to rank them in the correct order that Gold Derby ranks them. And of course, every time we play this, there's one freebie. So it's called the Marcelo Slips Up freebie, where as soon as you say something wrong, the first thing you say wrong, I will correct you. So that will give you one free space. I mean, not free space. It'll give a hint, like whether a movie is at the 5th place or not, because you're going to rank them from 5 to 1. It'll make sense once you do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so feel free to rank, and after you rank them all, I will let you know if you're right or wrong. But again, I will give you a freebie right off the bat. So best production design, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
Number 5, Dune Part 2.
The freebie has been initiated. Dune Part 2 is not number 5.
All right. Interesting. Number 5, Conclave. Number 4, I feel like Dune Part 2's got to be down. So number 4, Dune Part 2. Number 3, Nosferatu. Number 2, The Brutalist. Number 1, Wicked.
All right, let's go back and see how you did. All right, number 5. You said Conclave. Gold Derby says Nosferatu.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Number 4, you say Dune Part 2. They say Conclave.
Nah.
Number 3, you say Nosferatu. They say Dune Part 2.
All right. Well, I might have the top 2, right? Let's see.
Number 2, you say The Brutalist. They say The Brutalist.
Oh.
And finally, Wicked, number 1, you are correct. So yes, you get 2 out of 3.
Beautiful. A failing grade.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But the 2 most important ones.
Yeah. If this were weighted, then I think you would have won. So now we go to best film editing.
Best filmed editing.
Yes, best filmed editing. Whenever you're ready, go ahead. And of course, you get a freebie if you get something wrong.
Yes. Our nominees, just saying them out loud. Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Amelia Perez, and Wicked for best editing.
Okay, yeah.
Now, I have got to say, I'm going to say number 5, Amelia Perez.
The freebie has been initiated. Amelia Perez is not number 5.
Amazing.
Now, hold on. I'm going to see when this was updated. This was updated February 7th. So, today.
Yesterday? Yeah, today.
Today. And they still... Well, I won't say anymore. But yeah, Amelia Perez is not 5.
Amazing. I want to see where she's at on the actress race.
We can do that after this.
Number 5... Anora. Number 4, Amelia Perez. Number 3, Wicked. Number 2, The Brutalist. Number 1, Conclave.
Okay, let's see how you did. Number 5, you said Honora. They said Wicked.
Damn it. You throw your principles out the window, and for what?
Number 4, you said Emilia Perez. They said Anora. Number 3, you say Wicked. They said Emilia Perez. Coming in number 3. Here we go. Top 2. You said for number 2, The Brutalist. You like putting The Brutalist at number 2. And you know what? So do they. They put it at number 2. And that makes Conclave number 1. You said Conclave, so you get 1 and 2 correct again.
Okay. All right. Well, I got something going for me.
Yeah. I think you're winning in a way so far.
Winning.
Okay, best cinematography.
Cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu.
Right.
I am going to try and just will this into existence. Number 5, Emilia Perez.
The Marcelo freebie has been initiated. Emilia Perez is not number 5.
That movie looks like dog shit.
Well, I mean, this is according to Gold Derby, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Number 5.
So sorry, not to give anything away, but I imagine the way Gold Derby works is like, controversy aside, Emilia Perez still is like the most nominated. It's still up for other awards. Who knows at this point? Maybe people will be forgiving. I don't know what they think, but that's
possible.
Yeah.
How can you really judge what a controversy does to a movie before you've seen it? Fine. Number 5, Nosferatu. Number 4, I still don't think it can be that high. Like, I just... You know what? No, fine. I'll do it. Number 4, Maria. Number 3... No. Sorry. Can I take that back or not?
Yeah, take it back.
Take it back. All right. I'm taking Maria off. Number 5, Nosferatu. Number 4, Emilia Perez. Number 3, Dune Part 2. Number 2, Maria. Number 1, The Brutalist. LOL, Crowley.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see how you did. Oh, wait, just to say it again. So you said Nosferatu 5, Emilia Perez 4, Dune Part 2 3, Maria 2, Brutalist 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. 5, you said Nosferatu, and they say Maria at 5. So, yeah.
Fuck me. Well, I'm way off now.
Yeah. Number 4, you said Emilia Perez. They said, yeah. They agree with you, Siobhan. Emilia Perez, number 4.
My heart.
Number 3, you say Dune Part 2. They say, Nosferatu. Number 2, you said Maria. Of course, that's not right. It is Dune Part 2. And of course, that leaves The Brutalist at number 1. You're correct.
Well, I got 2 right.
You got 2.
It's the wrong 2. It's just
but
2.
You've been getting the number 1s all right so far, and another one. So you're averaging pretty well there, and that's the end of the game. But bonus game. Do you want to look at the best actress?
Sure.
Just to see where that's going.
If there's anywhere they would have made a judgment, I think it would be here. Maybe director.
Yeah. So let's play a quick round. 1 through 5, best actress.
Okay, I'm just gonna try it.
Yeah.
Number 5, Cynthia Erivo.
Okay.
Number 4, Carla Sofia Gascon.
Oh, wait. There's no Marcelo freebie in this. This is just whatever. All right, keep going.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
This is. I think she's going to number 4, which is already where I think she was. Number 3, Mikey Madison. Number 2, Demi Moore. Number 1, Fernando Torres.
All right, let's take a look how you did. Number 5, you said Cynthia Erivo. Buddy, you are wrong.
Shoo.
Because, that's right, Carla Sofia Gascon is number 5.
Wow, I should have won with my heart.
Yeah. Number 4, you said, Carla, it's Cynthia Erivo. So Gold Derby says 4 for her. You're right on Mikey Madison. She's at number 3. She's right in the middle. And yeah, so now we're left with Demi Moore versus Fernando Torres. You go Torres 1, Moore 2. But Gold Derby is holding out hope. Demi Moore, they put it number 1. Torres is number 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, America's sweetheart, Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Taking home the gold.
Yeah.
Taking home the golden man.
I don't know how odds work, but she's listed as number 1, Demi Moore.
More of an evens guy.
According to this, 4,000 people, about 4,000 people put Fernando Torres as their top choice, and 3,000 people put Demi Moore as their top choice. And yet Demi Moore's still number 1. I don't know how that works. Gold Derby, what the fuck you doing? Anyway, that's the game. And that's the show. We did it. The end.
That's it.
Siobhan, another great one. Anything to plug as we wrap this up?
This has gone on long enough. You don't need to hear me talk anymore. I'm good.
TalkFilmSociety.com/vote is my plug. Also check out the Patreon. We just released a few days ago a commentary for The Departed, the Best Picture winner.
Yeah.
Fantastic episode.
Fun one.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, I highly recommend it. We go deep on The Departed. And check. We recorded the February one. That'll be something special. I mean, if you're keeping track, not to give it away, but a little. A filmmaker who has big eyebrows and wears glasses might be brought up in that commentary for February.
A certain little Italian fella.
a certain man who's won an Oscar or two and has a daughter named Francesca is brought up in the February commentary. So check out that at our Patreon, patreon.com/talkfilmsociety. That's it. Siobhan, what a pleasure to do this again.
A joy.
Now let's close out this episode like we close out every episode we've ever done. Hey, I'll see you at the Oscars.
I'll see you at the movies. At the Oscars. At the Oscar movies.
At the Oscar movies. Nope, I never say that.
Prepping for the Oscars. Nope, you never say that.
All right, bye.
Bye.